Hello everybody, what is going on? Stegnah here, and today I'm doing a gameplay commentary on a 2v2 Faceoff double Moab that I got on Getaway. Now, I am one of those people who have gone through many of my career in Modern Warfare 3 not getting a single Moab. The only times I got a Moab were this past week where, ironically enough, they were the same game apart. It was facing the same people in 2v2 Faceoff, so the last game that I faced these guys in was an Erosion team deathmatch, and I ended up getting a Moab against them. But the gameplay was kind of weak because I was just sort of spending time up in top mid, and I was using an ACR with hybrid sights because in these games, I was just trying to grind through guns to get all the attachment challenges or whatever. Like in this game, I didn't expect to do a single Moab, let alone a double Moab, so in the beginning, and a few times throughout the match, I'm just using my MP9 with the suppressor because I'm trying to get that challenge to be fulfilled. But I ended up getting a double Moab, and I wanted to kind of share some tips that helped me because, you know, I went through 11 prestiges without getting one, so I changed up my playstyle recently to kind of facilitate this, so I thought that if I shared it, you guys could do the same too if you end up not having a Moab in your roster. So one of the things that I'd started doing that was a lot different was I started running Specialist. Now, Specialist was one of those things where I saw the obvious advantages of it, and I had tried using it a few times, like I dipped my toes in the pool, but I'd never really committed to it. It was about a week that I had Specialist on, less than where I ended up getting this Moab, so I had to put a lot of credit to the Moabs to Specialist. I mean, I know that you'll see on YouTube that most people who get the Moabs are running Specialist because once you have those 7 or 8 kills, it's like you have the Force. You're just fucking unstoppable. So that I would definitely suggest doing, and if you want to know what kind of setup I'm using here, so I've got the MP7 suppressed with rapid fire. It's just a really, pretty overpowered gun, I'd say, but it works out really well. And then I'm using the MP9 suppressed because I'm just trying to run through all the submachine guns, or the secondaries, whatever you want to call them, and I'm trying to get all the challenges done for them. So that's what I have for my weapons, and then I have C4 and flash grenades. And then for the actual perks that I'm using Recon because in 2v2, Recon is really helpful in telling teammates where the enemies are. So if you throw flashes, which have a huge radius for painting enemies, it really helps your teammate out a lot. Then I'm also running Hardline Pro because Hardline Pro allows you to basically get everything faster. You get the assists counting as a kill, every 2 assists counts as a kill, and it really doesn't make that much of a difference because it helps you out throughout the entire Specialist, but you might think that you're kind of at a disadvantage because you don't have Assassin, because if they have UAVs, they'll be able to tell where you are. But I end up having Assassin as the first perk that I earn, so all I have to do is kill one person, and then it's like nothing is different. Lastly, for the third perk that I was using, I'm using SitRep Pro. Now, I was sort of really against using SitRep Pro before when it first came out with a patch that allowed you to hear footsteps with dead silence, because all the people that I had faced with it would play very campily, and I just didn't want to play like that. But it came to the point in Faceoff where if you didn't have SitRep Pro, you were at a huge disadvantage. So it's sort of like deciding not to use a primary weapon when everybody's using a primary weapon. So I started switching over to SitRep Pro, and my gameplay has changed a little bit because you have to do the crouch walking if you don't want them to hear you, or if you don't want to hear your own footsteps. But I try to keep as close to the similar gameplay as possible that I had before when I was rocking Dead Silence. But for Specialist, what's nice is that I've got Dead Silence as my third perk that I achieve, and then I can run silently, I can do whatever I want, but I can also hear any enemy around me, even if they have Dead Silence, so it really makes you unstoppable. Now, with that in mind, with Getaway was one of those maps that I really didn't like at all when it first came out, and I'm still really not the biggest fan of it. I'm just not a big fan of the lines of sight. But I sort of found in this gameplay, actually, it's not something that I had planned on beforehand, that this area that I'm in right now is actually probably the best area you can be in because you have a really clear view out to the pool and out to like the side streets or whatever. And then you can also hear the people inside the house because they're walking on hardwood floors So it's super easy to hear them when they're coming behind you, whether it be in the house itself. I can hear them on the other side of the house, on the second floor, or if they're coming at the first floor, or even if they're trying to go around from the kitchen to like the beach patio to get me. I can hear them coming from like a mile away, and then I can end up popping them. So as far as Getaway goes, this is a really good strategy to go with. Run Specialist and try to take control of this corner of the map that I'm doing so. And if you're using sitrep and you're using a decent headset, you'll be able to basically guard yourself from enemies trying to get you from behind, because they'll start getting mad about you popping them long distance. So in this gameplay, you'd already seen that I had got the first Moab, and then I had kind of tried to take it easy a little bit, because my buddy Fisher12 was actually on his way to getting a Moab this game too. He ended up getting killed with like 1 kill away from the Moab, which kind of sucked. He was running Assault, so if he was running Specialist, he definitely would have had the Moab. So it was kind of unfortunate, but within a week, he actually got his first Moab too, which was kind of nice, so he wasn't too sad about it. But I mean, other than that, it's sort of self-explanatory what you need to do. I mean, in Faceoff, for 2v2, the only way you can really get a Moab is if you're playing kill confirmed, because as you can sort of tell, we have a lot of kills while not getting the tags. I mean, I started playing normally at first with the MP9. I was just collecting the tags right when I was killing them. But as soon as I saw that I was on my way to a Moab and that Fisher was on his way to a Moab, we started taking it easy on the dog tags so we wouldn't end the game. We were also hoping that our enemies weren't going to quit the match because they were losing pretty badly. I only died like 1 time in the match, and I think Fisher died maybe 2 or 3 or maybe 4 times. But basically, with the 2v2 face-off, it's kind of, I don't want to say if it's easier or harder, just because if somebody quits, which it happens a lot when somebody's like on their way to a Moab, if you're a team getting beaten pretty badly, you're definitely going to have people that are going to want to quit if you're playing team deathmatch or kill confirmed. So with face-off, it's really difficult because generally if one person quits, they're both in a party and they both leave the game, so you run that risk if you're beating a team too badly. On the other hand though, with face-off, it's a lot easier to manage 2 people rather than like the 6 people, because everybody has their different playing styles and you can end up getting killed by a camper or, you know, something similar to that. Thankfully, the people that we were facing weren't that good, but they were also kind of dedicated to staying in the game, even though I got a Moab on them the last game, and then I get 2 on them this game. They were real troopers for staying, and I commend them for that. But, you know, if you're having troubles getting the Moabs in the team deathmatches or the kill confirms, try doing the 2v2s with a teammate if you're really familiar with, like, helping each other out and knowing where people are going to go. I mean, the only thing that you're going to need to worry about is, 1, them quitting or, you know, trying to camp it out so you can't do it, or if it's like team deathmatch, you're never going to get the Moab that way. And also, the spawn systems in the 2v2 face-offs are really terrible. I posted a clip a few weeks back of me killing a guy 3 times in the same spawn within the first 10 seconds of the match, because the map spawns are not that good. So you do have to watch out for that, but that's where the sitrep pro really comes in handy, because you can hear them in case they spawn behind you. You just need to watch out in case they spawn on top of you, because I've literally had people spawn right in front of me 2 feet away for me to knife them, and that could happen to you too. So you just need to watch out for some things like that, and you can end up getting a Moab or a double Moab in a game type like this. So as you can see, it's the last kill here, so I'm running out of time. But this is Stegnah, and I want to thank you for watching my gameplay commentary, and until my next video, I will catch you guys later.